everybody and welcome to the channel Bob Sales this time's next year. So ladies and gentlemen, Lambo has finally arrived, the article is finally here, the guesswork can finally stop. So before we get into the article, let's get into the story. Of course, today's story starts with an Italian chap called Ferruccio Lamborghini. So after World War II, Lamborghini founded a business making tractors from damaged or reconfigured military vehicles. He later went on to expand into other ventures including manufacturing air conditioning units and heating systems in 1963 with the objective of producing a redefined grand touring car to compete with offerings from the establishment that was in fact Ferrari at the time to rival them in some sort of competition. The company's first models such as the 350 GT were released in 1965. The first model released to the public actually only sold 13 cars, which at the time being a supercar and being handmade was actually deemed really good. One of Lamborghini's first models actually had no engine in it when it was being displayed and being put across to customers as a new sports car of the future. Lo and behold, it actually had no engine. One of the most significant things Lamborghini actually done was rear wheel drive and actually putting the engine at the back of the car. So with all that being said, let's get into the drop article because this one's rather exciting.
That's too big.
It isn't. It isn't. The shed's too
enormous.
Little.
If he says my tractor is too big, I'm going to kill him.
Tractor's too bloody big.
It's quite large.
It's quite big.
Everyone keeps saying everyone says it's too big.
You should have got a smaller tractor.
Lamborghini, 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 Lamborghini. Sorry, got a little bit carried away there. So the big one we've all been waiting for, Automobilia at Lamborghini presents the Hurricane STO. 4 fully interactive, drivable AR digital collectibles, drops in blind box format, Sunday the 19th of February, 8 AM PT, which of course is 4 PM UK time. So the first thing I noticed is they're not actually the Lamborghinis we expected, they're racing Lamborghinis. We expected the normal crypto Lamborghini, you know, the rich person's Lamborghini. But we'll take it, it's a Lamborghini. So the first one happens to be the uncommon, which happens to be the blue Le Mans. So this is where it gets very interesting. So the list price is actually 70 gems. Now that's extremely cheap. I think everyone expected 150 to 200 gems. And by that, you also know that most people have got enough gems for at least 2 of these purchases. The edition size for this is 2,950. Of course, the first available public edition is going to be 41 for all of these. Now, the next one on the list is the rare, the Titan. This actually has 2,014 editions. Now, I must say, my actual favourite colour is yellow. If I could have had a full yellow Lamborghini, I would have been happy. But because this one's got the spot of yellow on it, I will take this one. The next one is the Rosso. And this is probably my least favourite colour out of the bunch. I don't like the dull maroon red. I definitely don't like the colour on this one, but I'll take it because it's a Lambo. Edition size for this one is 1,000 editions. Now, of course, drum roll please, the big one, the Secret Rare. So the Secret Rare actually has 640 editions. That is very low. And I must say, I do like the apple green on this one with the tangy orange. As I said before, all of these are interactive and fully drivable in augmented reality. So overall, this is a great drop, great cost, great additions in my eyes. I think there's enough to go around, or at least give you a fair chance. But VeVE being VeVE, they have actually put a disclaimer in the bottom of this one, which you probably won't find. Do you like it? So as we know, VeVE are keeping their normal editions. They're actually keeping a total of 90 editions from each rarity. Now, the bit I didn't really like, an additional 70 editions of the Secret Rare will be reserved as an early thank you for the earliest adopters of the OMI token. Now, there is only 70 editions. It's not a huge number, but it does all come out the Secret Rare. So I've been in myself for at least a year and 3-4 months, I think it is now. And I kind of count myself early these days. I've literally seen people come and go. I've seen YouTubers come and go. And now I'm one of the oldest YouTubers there is. To the people that's been here for the last year in the bear market, give these people something to celebrate. Let's face it, we all know the first OMI holders were part of friends and family. And I believe most of them have actually left the app, as you can tell by the last TOD they done this for. Also taking to note that people that brought this early in, a lot of them took their money and ran. It's the people that's been here for the last year and a half you should be celebrating right now. So I'm definitely not a fan of that, but VeVE can do whatever they like. One of the other things I would have changed in this article is the uncommon. I would have just called it a common. Just the name uncommon is a bad luck sign for that drop. The uncommon name is tarnished. Now I have seen a few content creators, a few people actually say on Twitter, in the VeVE verse, in VeVE itself, actually say that some of these are going to go under retail. So that's my definition of FUD right there, fear, uncertainty, doubt, and they're trying to create it in your mind so they can get these cheaper off the aftermarket in my opinion. So be wary and do your own due diligence. We have waited for this drop since Christmas. A lot of people were willing to pay 150 to 250 gems for this. A lot of people have been saving for months for this. So with there being roughly 4,000, 5,000 editions, I don't think this will have a problem selling out. I think you need to have extreme luck, extreme juju to get one of these on drop. Now, one of the other things I'm not seeing here is the purple one we actually had at Decon. With the purple one, I expected we'd at least see that one drop in the app. Now, there's no mention of any airdrops here, nothing like that, but that could be a possibility. Could we get the purple one as an airdrop? Of course, that's high speculation. There's no mention of an airdrop in the article, which there has been recently, but again, it's a nice thought. Now, I don't normally do price predictions, but I'm going to try and guess at this one. Do not base any of your decisions, any of your pricing, anything you list on the market off these pricings. Now, the reason I don't actually do price predictions is because I think they influence people. I think a lot of people see content creators saying this one's going under retail, this one's going for 60 gems, and then people list for 60 gems. Now on this one, I expect all of these to go above retail, and I expect all of them to go above 150 gems. Now, I did expect these to go over 200 gems each, but one of them's called an uncommon, which actually puts me off. Although the white and blue colour might actually save that one. Now I'm going to put the silver around 200, 270. The ultra rare, I see it hitting about 350, maybe 400. And the secret rare, I'm not going to lie, I do see this being extremely limited. And I think this is actually going to hit 1k to 1200. Now my prices are rather high on this one, but I do expect they could even go higher than that. But please take everything with a pinch of salt, because they are guesses. That is not financial advice. So one of the other things I did want to talk about this drop is it's been mentioned in multiple online articles and big names. So I counted about 15 articles the other day, and between them, most of the followers were between 100k to 3 million. So I added up all the 15 I see, and then I stopped counting, and it actually added up to 12 million followers. So that article went out to a lot of people. That was big promotion for the VeVE app. So one of the other things I did want to quick pass over was the Chucky drop. Poor old Chucky and his bride. So I've done a great video for Chucky, Lambo was announced, and what happened? It's like what I said in the Chucky video itself, Lambo overshadowed it. Worst thing was, there was 2,000 editions of the Chucky, and there was 8,000 last time. They actually sold around 3,000 out of the 8,000. We know there was definitely 3,000 customers for this. I can't see you buying the first Chucky and not going for the second Chucky, although the first Chucky did have an airdrop attached to it. So the price on the Chucky and the bride has actually stayed at 45 gems, but there was 2,666 editions, and it's actually sold 300 editions. Even I went to the market and brought one. Now the Disney lenticular animated cards, or whatever you call in them these days, they are today. I do expect the same thing. I don't expect more than 300-400 to sell of them. Alright, it's a bigger IP, it is Disney, there's a lot of hardcore Disney fans in the app, but I don't think a lot of them were going to sell at all. And the list price for them, 40 gems, that's crazy. It should have definitely been 20 to 25 gems. So as always, like and subscribe or Chucky will eat you. I've been your host, Bob Sales. This time next year, we're going to be driving in our Lambos, or we're going to be selling our Lambos, and we're going to be millionaires. Peace.